51 minutes past the hour, Duane Patterson in for Hugh Hewitt today as he is trying to wing his way from Newark, New Jersey to the greater confines of Orlando, Florida, where we are at the 50th gathering of the American Legislative Exchange Council. I am joined by its CEO, Lisa Nelson, who has put together another fabulous gathering. Lisa, welcome back to the Hugh Hewitt Show. Sorry Hugh is not here, but I am really happy to be here because you can't leave this place without feeling good about what's coming up in the future.
Well, that's right, Duane. The amazing energy that came out of our kickoff and our opening yesterday was just palpable. We had over 1,000 people in the room, standing room only for Governor Ron DeSantis as our opening speaker. We also had great conversation about this topic of ESG, environmental, social, and governance tactics by the left, and trying to rein that in a little bit and get back to neutral for businesses so that they can operate. And today we've got another great lineup. So we're really excited to have everybody in the free state of Florida.
There is energy, and it's palpable here. Now, what is the power source behind that energy? What issue set is the overarching issue set that is developing that energy? What is driving people the most?
I am so glad you asked that, because when we sat down and thought about what are the kind of huge issues shaping this last year, I have to say that education is the big one. And that's not to say that other issues, tax cuts and energy and everything else isn't being discussed in the States. But education this year has made just huge gains in terms of giving parents the right to choose kids for themselves. Our lineup this morning is an amazing speaker, Kathy Wood, who is a financial investor, but mostly focused on innovation and education. So she and Dr. Arthur Laffer, who was her professor back in the day, are going to talk about innovation and looking for new ways to kind of shape education. And then at lunch, we've got a number of winners. I think it's 5 winners of the Yass Prize. Jeff Yass is a philanthropist out of Pennsylvania who's spending his money trying to create new opportunities and new ways of learning and create new schools for kids all over the country. So he's been giving out a Yass Prize to the most creative, innovative schools all over the country for years now, and we're going to be highlighting and showcasing them.
ALEC.org is where you go to learn more, ALEC.org. What has been the growth model of ALEC over the last couple of years? How many more are we just like expanding more than you had even hoped for?
You know, an interesting stat is, and we knew this was coming in 2020 and 2022, and that is that state legislative chambers are turning over in record numbers. And, you know, that maybe that's a generational shift. Maybe it's just the movement of the times, but a lot of districts and a lot of states are seeing rapid turnover, 40% in Idaho, 40% in Virginia this year. And we thought, ALEC's going to need to really be on our game and make sure that we attract new legislators. 40% of our attendees at this meeting are new first-time attendees and legislators. So we're outpacing the actual turnover in the states, which means we're not only are we getting those new elected officials, but we're also retaining and getting some of the elected officials that have not made it to an ALEC meeting, and they're starting to see they need to be here.
That's outstanding. Lee.
No, digging a little deeper in the ESA. So all this money is now freed up. Take Iowa. We could drill down there. You gave me some numbers about how many parents are actually using this. All that capital gets to the parent. This allows for a lot of education innovation. To your earlier point, you're freeing up capital for entrepreneurs to come in and offer parents a variety of other options than the traditional school model. So talk about Iowa particularly.
Absolutely. You know, I think nobody's more surprised than Governor Kim Reynolds, who has just took that issue very personally and made it one of her signature issues for this year. I think they anticipated something like 12,000 students to take advantage of that ESA program. They put it in the budget, appropriated the funds. And in the first 24 hours, I was getting texts from our legislative friends in Iowa saying not only had they already broken that 12,000 student threshold, but they had over 1,000 applicants within 72 hours. I think John Wills might be on the show later today. He's the Speaker Pro Tem from Iowa. He was the partner with Governor Reynolds to get that across the finish line. And if you remember, we talked about this, I think the last year, Iowa couldn't get that bill across the finish line in 2022. And with the help of additional new legislators, like we were talking about, Duane, they were able to get that done. And it was the signature bill and her first bill across.
Great news, Lisa. Great news.
Lisa, we're about ready to wrap up the hour. I know you're super busy. You've got a conference to lead. And again, just from afar, kind of leapfrogging in every 6 months or so, it's just amazing to see how much growth and how much more advanced these conferences are getting, each one. And that's all you. That's because of Lisa Nelson and her leadership of ALEC. Thanks for having us back one more time.
Great to be here. Thanks for having me.